Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, codename Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP document review. And the SCP we will be reviewing today is SCP-9165. Object Class: Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the nature of SCP-9165, containment is not thought to be possible. Due to the lack of collected information on SCP-9165 due to multiple confirmed hoaxes, researchers are to analyze all reports of the SCP for validity. If any reports are valid, Mobile Task Force Z-323 Lanulos Lookers should be deployed for the interrogation of SCP-9165. Foundation Satellite Foxtrot 09 must report anomalous signals regarding unidentified flying objects. Foxtrot 09 must survey the northeast United States due to SCP-9165's numerous occurrences in the region. 24/7 observation of New Jersey is to be performed by installed street cameras to locate any traces of SCP-9165. Description: SCP-9165 is a tall humanoid entity, approximately 1.9 meters tall, referred to as Indrid Cold. The entity is dressed formally, wearing a suit or coat and pants, made of the same unknown material. The entity is known to teleport and appear in multiple locations at once. SCP-9165 is described by exposed personnel to be visually intimidating, even when viewed from a distance. SCP-9165 is known to communicate through telepathy. SCP-9165 was first discovered in 1953 when William Hill reported a smiling man after an encounter with a UFO. After 3 hours, Hill had visited where he had last seen the UFO. At 8:32 p.m., Hill had reached the location and reported a man walking around a block multiple times. At 8:50 p.m., Hill had approached the man and told an interviewer in 1966 Foundation Agent Lantham that he turned around when I called for him. All I saw was an impossible grin, teeth showing and eyes wide open. He didn't look human. I turned around after just seconds of eye contact. I walked away, couldn't run because of the fear. I only ran when I heard his steps behind me. SCP-9165 had given chase to Hill for exactly 3.2 kilometers, until it stopped and turned around. Locals had told Agent Lantham that SCP-9165 had later returned to the same block and continued pacing. A second sighting was reported on October 16, 1966, when two boys, Martin Manov and James Yanktis, sighted the entity again in New Jersey, the same day UFO sightings were reported. The entity was described as wearing a green suit and a belt, and having pursued the boys until they successfully evaded him. They later reported the Grinning Man to the authorities, who eventually took over from the Foundation. On November 2, 1966, Woodrow Derenberger had been driving on Interstate 77 when an unidentified vehicle had landed in front of his truck. Descriptions of the vehicle state that it appeared as a football with flattened ends. According to Derenberger, the entity had telepathically communicated to him that its name was Indrid Cold, and that it was on Earth to study the human species. SCP-9165 had also told him that he was from a planet called Lanulos in the Ganymedes galaxy. This has been stricken from the footnote, but previously the planet Lanulos and the Ganymede galaxy are currently unidentified. However, now the footnote says Lanulos has been identified as -B. According to Derenberger's account, Lanulosians are humans who had left Earth and colonized Lanulos. Cold had also told him that Lanulosians live from 125 to 175 Earth years, and also told him that he tried contacting members of the international government to establish trade and connections between the two civilizations, but they had not guaranteed him safety and rejected it. No such reports or documented instances exist for this claim. SCP-9165 had promised Derenberger that he would return. On November 4th, 1966, Derenberger had reported meeting Cold again. This time, the entity had explained that 9 other Lanulosians had landed on Earth. Derenberger told an interviewer, Foundation agent Perez, that the entity had told him about Lanulos being similar to Earth. It was also reported that Derenberger had traveled to Lanulos with SCP-9165. After the collapse of the Silver Bridge, Derenberger had reported that SCP-9165 had never visited again. Modern interviews and sightings of Indrid Cold have declined as a result, and no successful interviews had occurred. Addendum 9165.1 UFOs used by SCP-9165 differentiate from major UFO sightings. According to Derenberger, SCP-9165's UFO is described as a kerosene lamp crossed with a football. The purpose of this shape is unknown. Site-19's Department of Extraterrestrial Technology Analysis is currently researching the cause of this. Addendum 9165.2 Throughout the course of 2021, the Foundation had conducted a field study on UFOs that have the potential to be linked with SCP-9165. Due to the uncertainty of SCP-9165 being aboard a UFO, the Foundation had installed the Cogworks 2 upon a drone while conducting the field study. The Cogworks 2 can detect telepathy. The following was suspected to be SCP-9165 by the Cogworks 2. 80953. Unidentified. Life is a loss. 145855. Suspected SCP-9165. Loss is not Lanulos. 262337. New York 7 NY 78200. Non-existent. Fight the place. 280000. Unidentified. Don't you want to live? 522234. NY 78200. Stay away from the block. William will tell you that. Foundation Report 9165.2. Anomalous signals from unidentified flying objects across the airspaces of the U.S. states of New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire have been intercepted, providing evidence that SCP-9165 maintains surveillance on a specific location in New Jersey. Additional field studies will be conducted when reports from Foxtrot 09 prove positive of unidentified flying objects in the designated area. Until a conclusion can be made, the designated area is to be observed from a distance. And that is it. This one feels different than the other SCPs. Thank you all for listening or watching. My name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, and I'll see you next week with another document review. Bye.